Hello, my name is S. Rob, and I am here to talk about the Making of Horrormail-The Aftermath. This means that the anthology film Horrormail, which is the first anthology film, feature length ever made by one man, is now finished. It's completely finished now, never been done before, and it is now out and available on YouTube. You can watch it for free. There's also accompanying books as well, so there's the e-book and the paperback book, also called Horrormail, and those are out now. But what I'm talking about now is that what it was like making it, okay, the last stages and afterwards. What I've realised is that you have to start marketing beforehand, which is something I did anyway. That's what this was. Before you make the film and throughout, to help get a market. What I also realised is, one of the most important things anyone that wants to do anything like this is to get an external hard drive. I'll say that again, get an external hard drive. I didn't. If I had gotten one, which I have now, it would have made it much easier. Okay? I'll say that again. If you're going to make an anthology film on your own, get a hard drive. Okay? Get an external hard drive. Okay? A lot of the problems I had were down to that. Although, funnily enough, taking pictures of yourself in video isn't always that easy when you're just one person. For some reason, it tends to make taking up close pictures like this easier than those from a distance, and that is one thing. Also changed the methodology as I went through. I started off, I was more in it. As I did in the stories, I relied more on pictures and things like this as well. Although actually, I think in a lot of ways it's to do with how you use them more than anything else. But I'm very happy about how it turned out. There's some things I've learned along the way, apart from get an external hard drive. Things I would probably have done differently, but it was my first film. And let's be honest, it is a feature film. It's feature length, which is not easy because it's 73 minutes it runs out at. 1 hour 30 minutes. Which is longer than some TV movies, as long as some videos on DVD, and although I think ones in the theatres now cinemas tend to be a bit longer than that. It still films out even shorter than that, but of that length, What I did do that I didn't tell people about was that I put some codes in the film, not in the films themselves, but before it. So as you've got, it's an anthology film, so you've got 4 stories and you've got your framing idea around it, which I use a frame, if you want the framing idea around. And then you have, before you have the titles, you have a page with letters on it, and then you have the titles and then the film, and that's what happened with all 4 of them. And these were there for people to break, and they were broken, okay, people did break them. It wasn't a difficult code, the code was Horrormail itself. If you took that and you struck out all of the duplicate letters, and then you put the remainder of the alphabet in order, like in one column, and then next to that you just put the alphabet in order. You can take those letters and just go along and you can work out what it is and decode it. And it's called a Caesar cipher, apparently. It's a very, very simple code. But I didn't want to make it too complicated, it was there for people to break. You may wonder why there was a code at all. The reason was, there's certain things I feel you can't really say so much. People have to discover, or you have to put them in a different form. But I have decided to, talk a little bit about the code. The first one was FBI and KGB kill 2 important terrorists, syringe of insulin to belly button. Now, you may say that's a bit strange, and it is a bit odd. But, I had a vision, and I didn't really know exactly what it was, whether it was a past or whether it was a future. And let's be honest, I do write it could, and sometimes we're not sure about a vision. You've got to sort of just say, well, I'm not really sure about it if it just happened, So I knew what they were. I put FBI and KGB. The interesting thing is, the KGB now are called something else. Okay, they don't actually exist in that form. Which means this could have been historical, it could have been about the past rather than a prediction. Or it could simply be that that was my interpretation of what I got. But interestingly enough, syringe of insulin to the belly button, I found out afterwards, has been used by people to kill people for a very long time. Okay, a very, very, very long time. So, this isn't new. So you could quite easily find some sort of proof in history about it, although whether anyone would accept it, I don't know. But that's part of the reason why it was made as a code. Okay. The second one is Immortals Walk Among Us. And that's very true. I do believe that immortals do walk among us. The only thing with that is it's one of the, what I mean immortals, I actually mean people who've been around a very long time, a very, very, very long time, because you can't ever reach, infinity. You can't ever get there. And I'm quite aware of that fact. But it's another thing, isn't it? What do you do when you have something, and it's not about one experience or even 100. So many you can't really correlate easily together for other people. So I thought the way around that is to make a code, which is what it is. And that's immortals walk among us. I did check these codes together, all right, okay, although no one needs to break them now. And it's called Immortals Walk Among Us. And, there is a lot of evidence of this, which on its own doesn't mean a lot, but when you put it together, put it this way, when I put out the book, the Immortality Manipulation Handbook, when that came out, afterwards there was, there was some strange things happened after that. That's all I'm going to say, a strange event. So when I say immortals walk among us, I'm thinking, well, yeah, it's possible, it's got a good chance. But even that isn't really conclusive proof. I understand that, so it's there. But, there's a lot of things happening. A lot of people believe these immortals exist, and a lot of people and organisations which take instructions from them, If you check into it, you'll find it is true, okay? So a lot of organisations claim, oh, we're getting instruction from this guy, Don't just think God, think immortal. The other one is intelligences lie beneath our feet. I thought I'd clarify that because people always seem to think that means hollow earth. And I'm not saying there isn't a hollow earth, it's actually possible, although if you do basic physics, I'll tell you it's not, but if you actually look, you'll see there's a planet there, I think, somewhere, it's probably hollow, so it is possible. But what I'm actually talking about is intelligences lie beneath our feet, and that doesn't just mean military bases. I also mean other things too. Non-human intelligence is beneath our feet, okay? There's been human civilizations underground. We know that. That's already known. You can look into that. But what I'm talking about is non-human beneath our feet, okay? And you're talking things like tunnels, caverns, maybe wide open, hollow earth, but certainly tunnels and caverns and things like that, yeah? And let's be honest, if there wasn't the military, would put it there, so I don't even think that's that controversial anymore either. The other one is ascendance or oblivion. That's another one. Is that people say, what do you mean by ascendance? Well, it's basically the other option, upwards moving, as in transformation, humans becoming somehow better. And I'm not very judgmental of what is ascendance. By that I mean I'm not always thinking it has to be like anything remotely biblical, To me it means a fusion of occult and technology and all sorts of things and humanity moving forward and upwards. That's what it means, That's your choice. Ascendance or oblivion. I hope some of you watched the film. I hope you all watched the film if you haven't done so already. You can also buy the book called Horrormail, and that has the code in there and how it's decoded, as well as the stories from the anthology film Horrormail. But what I've learned is that in terms of promotion, it's a difficult nut to crack. It is really, films. In fact, I don't think there's any thought of promotion which is really that easy to do or really that sorted out, But that's the thing about this. If you do it, in some ways, it's easier if you have more than one person, because if you've got a set of people, you've got that many people doing the promotion, which means even if you just think about social media, if one person each had done one of the 4 films, now you've done one, that would have been at least 4 people. But you'd have had 4 people on social media, which makes a tremendous difference to start off with. You've got that 4 to start, as opposed to what you have normally, So in some ways, the more people you've got involved, the more people you've got sharing, tweeting and all social media as well to get it going and to get it moving as well. So, that's a big deal as well. But, it wasn't an easy thing to do. It wasn't. I don't think it's going to be a simple thing if you decide to do it. But, I do hope to do it again at sort of something similar at some point, okay? I'm not setting a date on it because it was very difficult. And I did put out a lot of the clips, you know, I thought I'd point out the disadvantage of putting the clips out if you're not careful. Your YouTube channel becomes about the clips. And at the moment, although I've wrote over 200 books on the occult and in certain research societies, and I've got, you know, an honorary doctorate and ambassador twice over, it's actually about the clips at the moment. It's one of the channels is about horror mail, and it's called S. Rob Occultist Author, and it's about horror mail at the moment, really. So as I put this video and other videos on there, it'll become about other things, the things that I do as well. But the clips do help to lead people to the film. But I think more than anything else, a lot of people watch clips, you know, clips of shows, clips of this and that. And so using and putting it on as clips isn't such a bad idea. I know you're thinking, I'm going to take it and put little clips. Don't put them in order, okay. But I do really feel it is there for people. What I did find is I got a good reaction from, I actually used the magic trick as one of the links. I don't think I filmed it very well because at the time I had trouble with the camera, getting it close, getting it right. And I do it very close up. And it was where I sort of vanished and disappeared. But it was also about the occult and the paranormal and how I explained that. You know, an explanation, things went along. And I actually got a good reaction from that, which I wasn't expecting, because that was something that could have went either way, because obviously as an occultist, that's not what people expect. But that was the clip, I suppose, I actually got straight away. I got a comment about. So that was a positive thing. So I suppose that's the thing, it mix things in that aren't necessarily supposed to be in it. And I think maybe the future for anthology films for me is probably putting other things in other than just the stories. You know, does the film parts have to be strictly stories, or can there be something else, you know, mixed together? That's probably the future there. I don't know about that. So I'll sign off now. My name's S. Rob. And remember, the film's name is Horrormail. That's Horrormail, Horrormail. It's also available as a book, as a paperback and an e-book. And it's out now. And it is now made, and this means that this is the end of Horrormail, isn't it, really? This is the end of all the sort of making and the promotion part. Although the film will go on and be watched by people, and people will keep reading the books and buying the books. Okay, bye.